For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind, and write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord. For all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins, and their iniquities will I remember no more. In that he saith a new covenant, he hath made the first old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away.
According to the Holy Scriptures, Yahweh Shai, the Son of the Most High, is set to bring immortality to the nation of Israel, the elect, via establishing the tabernacle of David, as we talk about the second coming of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. He is coming to take down this current world ruled by Esau, Edom, and establish a righteous kingdom, which is synonymous with the throne of David. That's scriptural, which is a government that's going to run this world in righteousness.
But now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind, and write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord. For all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins, and their iniquities will I remember no more. In that he saith a new covenant, he hath made the first old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away.
You got to talk one.
All right. First and foremost, we love y'all praises and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hey, double wants to Pastor Edison GMS and citation to your brother, push your word of truth and sincere four corners. We GMS Mississippi camp, and we'll do a quick live lesson this month today. I'm gonna let the brother Lamar get it. Start it off.
I'm gonna get that Proverbs for you, but I just have it on deck for you. And then what we can do, cause we just found something in that GNT. The second Ezra 9:1. So we'll get this Proverbs, we'll get the article, and then we'll get that second Ezra, and we're rolling the spirit from them, bro.
Come.
You can read this, but if you have something to open up with, you can go ahead, bro. We just got this queued up for you.
Oh no, we're gonna get into it, bro. We can go and get into it.
Okay, come. You got it, bro. Proverbs 32. Yeah.
This is Proverbs chapter 9, verse 2.
29.
Just like Proverbs 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
Right. And we're seeing a time of mourning with these people, man. And like we're gonna pretty much through the spirit go into this protest that's going on, you know, and it's covering a wide spectrum. You got it here in America, okay. You got it in like Europe, I think, Belgium, Paris, some other places, man. That's what they call a hands-off protest. Man, they don't want to have no kind of contact. They don't supposed to get physical. But these people are in a position of mourning, man. And this is not going to change prophecy because they're marching and protesting. Okay. At the end of the day, this is just another stage that's being set before this devil makes his big play, man. All this is for a bigger play, you know. So people are gonna be going protesting. People are gonna be doing this, that, and the third. But nevertheless, man, this is a cycle of treachery, a cycle of putting people in a delusional state of mind. Because when they actually bring forth that Karaga, man, you know, it's so many people are in like a state of denial that when it happens, man, the blow is gonna be so severe, they're not gonna have any idea what to do, man. And their only resort is gonna be bow on their knee to take that Karaga. And people are not paying attention to the things that are happening, man. This is prophecy that's going forth, you know, and people are not happy right now. People are not in a good state, whether it's mentally, physically, financially. All that is going. Everything is going to shit, man. No one is in a mind state of happiness, and if they are, they're fortunate. But you know, they'll put on their persona on like these social media platforms. You know, when you see people in public and stuff. But a lot of these people, when they go to bed at night, man, they fucking crying their ass to sleep because they're in such a bad state. But this is this is everybody witnessing, even if they're not paying attention to a kingdom, a rulership that's crumbling, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know, had a protest down in Jackson too Saturday.
Yeah, you know it bad. They protesting in Jackson.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's like show this. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's like
I know that.
Hold on.
Hands off.
Yep. It said hand. Put it back up there, bro. We can read it.
All right. Can you see it? Hold
it. Yes, it said hands off protests. Hundreds gathered at the state capitol to protest the Trump administration.
Yeah. And Jackson, goddamn it.
Yeah, so you know it's tough. But these niggas in Jackson don't know what the shit be going on. Yeah, so I got this too real quick. The brother dropped this article. So we're gonna get into the article and then we're gonna get into that second Ezra 9 in the GNT. So you got not only America protests, but Trump and Musk are hands off demonstrations against Trump and Musk across the US and Europe. And when you go here, all right, it says anti-Trump and anti-Musk protests take place in US, UK, France, Germany, and elsewhere. So you have, not only, a national protest, but an international protest, So when you go here, it says opponents of President Donald Trump and billionaire Elon Musk gathered to rally across the U.S. Saturday to protest the administration's actions. More than 1,000 hands-off demonstrations were planned by more than 150 groups, including civil rights organizations, labor unions, the alphabet advocates, veterans, and elections activists. The protest sites included the National Mall in Washington, D.C., state capitol, and other locations in all 50 states, including Boston, Chicago, and New York. So, and this is what the elites want. This is just more confusion, more distraction, more psyops, people giving this energy to things that don't matter. Okay, a protest, is not going to see. That's the thing. People think that Esau can be persuaded with a protest. Like they don't understand what they're dealing with. Okay, this nigga is not built to care about you niggas. All right, and you niggas are coming, taking time off work. Okay, whatever you're doing, all right, to come out there and protest. That's not going to sway the devil to have any sympathy, man. And this all prophecy. So we're gonna get this in the GNT. And like I said, you can break it down, bro. Hold on. Why I do that. Well, we got that in the GNT. When you go to second Ezra 9 and 1, you got it, bro.
This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1, in the GNT. It says, he answered, consider all these things very carefully. When you see that some of the signs I have told you about have appeared. Verse 2, you will know that.
Let me say this, bro. It said consider. What it say? Say it one more time. Consider and pay attention. Is that what it said?
It said, consider all these things very carefully.
Very carefully. So when you're considering something, you know, you're gonna kind of sit back and observe and should come up with some kind of concept of what's going on and analyze and be like, shit, you know, this is in the scriptures, man. You know, the scripture said people are gonna start, you know, saying just being of an uproar. You know, this is one of the signs. But people are not considering it. They're not even really observing it. They're doing vain actions because, like the priest was saying, they thinking that they able to sway or get Esau to, I guess, tone down by doing this protest, man. But it's not gonna accomplish anything other than helping them Esau further their agenda, man. You got it, bro.
Okay. Verse 2, it says, you will know that the time has come when the Most High will begin judgment on the world he has created.
Right. So we're witnessing the visitation stages of Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, we see the judgments that's going out. We're seeing particular earthquakes. I mean, we done had I don't know how many tornadoes across America, man. You know, people are getting judged, man. These are plagues. Okay, just like, you know, with plagues going out in Egypt, you know, it's the same thing going on today, man. You know, when you go into Deuteronomy 28 chapter, you know, saying the Lord says it's gonna be roughly paraphrasing things that's not even written in the book that's gonna be happening, man. You know, diseases, all kind of things gonna be going on, man. But all these things are happening all across the globe, man. You know, famine, pestilence, you know, the tempest, you know, people getting put to death, hell of judgment. You know, it's a cluster of judgments going throughout the earth, man. But people are not even considering that there's a divine judgment happening, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got it, bro.
That's why everybody, and if I just add, that's why everybody mindset on trying to fix it, you know, in some particular way. You know,
right.
Keep reading.
Yeah, let's keep reading. You got it, bro.
This is verse 3. It says there will be earthquakes, national rebellions, international intrigues, unstable leaders, and confused rulers. When you see these things happening, you will know that they are what the Most High has spoken about since the beginning of creation.
Bro, good gracious, bro. Man,
Yeah,
read verse 3 again.
That's why we had wounded, bro.
You got it.
Yeah, it's verse 3. It says there will be earthquakes, national rebellions, international intrigues, unstable leaders.
Now, international, right? Are we not witnessing that? We've seen it on a domestic and a international level, man. You know, this protest is global, basically. You know, it's over there in Europe, it's over here in America. You know, and it possibly other places. I didn't just look for other areas in general, but it's not just a homeland crisis happening, so to speak. This is something that's affecting the globe, man. So this, whatever Trump and Elon Musk got going on with these tariffs, it's not only affecting over here in America, man. It's going to affect, you know, global currency, man. People finna be catching hell from the decisions that this devil, Donald Trump and Elon Musk are making over here, man. And we're seeing them. What's the word I'm looking for? We're witnessing them crying out, so to speak. But see, these people are sighing and crying to the government by marching and stuff. And if you any Israelites out there, they need their ass whooped because they don't have no business out there anyway. If they're gonna sigh and cry, they should be sighing and crying to Yahweh Shemi Al Shai for all the abominations thereof, as the scriptures say, man. You got it, bro.
Yeah, I got a quick definition for that word intrigue. And then whatever else brother got a precept, we can get them, and then we'll go to this next video. So when you go to political intrigue, it goes into political intrigue refers to the practice of engaging in secret schemes and manipulative strategies to advance personal or fractional interests within a political context, often involving deception and underhanded tactics.
They looking to make the big play, man. They just setting it up. They setting it up.
Yeah,
And people
bro.
not realizing it. You got it, bro.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nah, I was just agreeing with you saying, bro.
They come.
Did any brother have a precept?
Can we get verse 5 before we go any further, bro?
Oh, you want to read 5? So like it, bro. I got you.
Come on. No, you good, brother.
I got you, brother.
Verse 5, it says, the beginning and the end of everything that happens in this world are clear.
Right. So we see that the end of this rulership manifesting by way of prophecies, man. You know, if you look at the prophecies and the scripture tell you before the end come, these particular things, these events are going to be happening. You know, you will have an understanding that this is the latter end of this devil's rulership, man. You know, and the scripture goes into how, you know, the Lord said, let judgment begin at my sanctuary. That's why a lot of these so-called, and I say so-called Israelite groups, because they're not truly serving Jehovah Shemi outside. The Lord is bringing judgment on them, man. And he's going to continue to bring judgment on them because they're not about the Father's business, man. They're not about preaching and teaching prophecy as they should, man. They doing all kind of madness and nonsense for filthy lucre's sake, to get some kind of clout in this society. But the scripture said, when a man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself, man. And a lot of these clowns out here are not prophesying and warning the people, man, that they're gonna have to face that judgment. How about Shemi Al-Shah?
Come on, bro.
I'm gonna read verse 6 for you, bro. It says, the same is true in the world above. Wonders and miracles show the beginning of events, and mighty signs show when they end.
And the lesson we doing, these protesting is a big sign, man. This is uproars of the people. This is prophecy, man. And this is something that was going to happen before the Lord returns, because this is going to be a part of that chaos that's going on in the earth, man. Everything is just going to be a cluster of everything. And we're seeing it. Uproars of the people, earthquakes in diverse places, storms, floods, the love of many waxing cold, you know, people becoming lovers of themselves. We see all this. This is happening in real time, man. And these men who are not reporting this and prophesying about it, they are wicked, because they're not feeding the sheep and looking out for the flock like the Lord ordained his servants to do, man. That's all I got on this, bro.
Come on, bro. Any other brother had a precept?
I got a quick one.
What you got, bro?
2nd Ezra 15 and 16 real quick, bro. Actually, I got two of them, Baba Kasha.
15, 16.
Yeah, because what's going on now is leading up to this moment, you know, which is again biblical prophecy.
Well, you can go ahead and read on here if they say something. Okay.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 16 in the KJV. For there shall be seditions among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yeah, so this is what it's all leading up to, man. You know, the sedition among men. You know, here it is. You got these people already separated, but here it is. Baba Kasha, can you get that in the GNT, Baba Kasha?
We was already doing it, bro.
Already, yeah.
It's spirit, bro.
It's heat, yeah, man.
God, this is the second Esdras.
Hold on, let me switch it. I gotta switch it up real quick.
You can get 16 and 17.
Come on, bro, you got it.
Come on, this is the second Esdras chapter
15, verse 16.
Come on, chapter 15. You said you wanted 16 to 17, right, bro?
Yeah, right.
Come on, second Esdras chapter 15, verses 16 to 17. It says, there will be great political turmoil.
Yep,
One group go ahead.
Yeah, so like, here it is, man. They want this man up out of here, man. You know, 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, here they put him there. But now, shit, he don't show them, hey, what he's doing, man. He coming down, shit. He's stripping them from all their freedom. You know, throwing terrorists here, there, being used to make their lives a living hell, man. But coming on the guisemanship of making America great again.
God.
You got it.
It says, I'm sorry, on top, it says that there will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government.
Yeah, so here it is. They want to remove the king that they put in office, man. That have been set in office. You know, what is it? One group here it is. What are they now? Democrats? You know, which was once Republicans. You got it, bro.
God, verse 17. It says there will be no longer free access to cities because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live.
Yeah, so here it is. Yeah, because wherever people live, ain't gonna be a struggle for power, and they bringing destruction, terror. They stripping away people's rights. They laying off thousands of people, cutting these jobs and handing them over to AI. You know, real quick to back that precept up. Could you get Matthew 12, verse 25 and 26, Baba Shah?
You said Matthew what, bro?
Matthew 12, 25 and 26. Get in the NLT, Baba Shah.
Okay.
Is it 25 and 26?
Okay.
Come on, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 25 and 26, NLT. It says, Yahushua knew their thoughts and replied, any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. A town or family splintered by feuding will fall apart. Mm-hmm. And if Satan...
Yeah, that's what's happening to America, man. This shit's falling apart, man. This shit is going down the drain. You know? You got it.
Come on. Verse 26, it says, and if Satan is casting out Satan, he is divided and fighting against himself. His own kingdom will not survive.
Yep. See, his own people don't want him there. You know, shit, they want him out of here, man. You know, because what he's doing, shit, he ain't making it great for them. You know, he's making it great for the elites. Ultimately, it's gonna bring destruction, man. You know, because this kingdom, these are signs of this kingdom falling, man. All these uprisings, these uproars of the people and these different protests.
That's all they have. Yeah. If I may add, bro, it says if Satan is casting out Satan, he is divided and fighting against himself. All right, we see how these elites they are fighting amongst each other too. We can see it, how all these different wars and everything that's going on. But the point of the precept is showing that the wicked and Satan, they're fighting amongst each other, so they're not going to stand either.
Okay.
Hey, can bro give me Isaiah 19:2. It's about the same thing. How the people turn on each other, they fight each other.
You want the NLT or KJV?
Oh, him, KGB fine me.
Okay, cool. What you got, bro?
19:2.
Mm-hmm.
This book Isaiah chapter 19 verse 2 KJV, it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
And that's what will happen. That's the same thing. And Esther said the same thing. But you know, right now they arguing. They mad at Big Trump. Now everybody they voted for him, but now they want him out.
Mm-hmm.
And soon this shit gonna turn to soon it's gonna turn to fiscal, man. People ain't gonna keep taking this shit. The damn like I said, them tariffs, it's bad. It's bad. But people seeing it how the shit about to happen. But soon, cause you eggs so fucking high, food getting expensive. I seen some. They said shoes gonna go up. 10 shoes gonna go up. So that's why people ain't gonna be able to afford shit, and they gonna turn. People gonna start taking shit, and then but that's what they want. They want shit out of chaos. They want shit in chaos. So they can send them troops in. They want this. All right, that's all I got, bros.
Come, bro.
Everyone said neighbor shall break into a neighbor's house and spoil, with sword and spoil.
Oh yeah, that's what they were reading in second year. So yeah, I'm gonna segue to this video. Cause we got 2. So we're gonna play about 5 minutes of this one. And then the other one ain't nothing but 5 minutes. So let's go here, you know, just give a visual, you know, the different protests and, you know, people, all right, and their complaints, okay? And that's why this lesson is entitled, you know, the Trump Hangover, you know, because when Trump first got in, it was a big party in America, man. All right, well, now what we're seeing, okay, is the hangover effect, you know, of the Trump election, as they see things, you know, aren't getting better. You got people that voted for Trump, they got deported. People that voted for Trump, they got their ass fired. Okay, people that voted for Trump, you know, now, you know, are suffering, you know, economically. So more than they was, you know, a year ago. So, you know, it's all going downhill. You know, and it's just interesting to see these things play out. You know, now could something happen with things going up and up, and because see with the elites. You know, they always thinking of the long game, and they're just, you know, speaking as a man because they can cause all this to happen, and then let shit get great, and everyone would just fall in love with Trump all over again, except Harden, you know, and he would still be reeling them in, you know, to this NWO, you know. What you got? I'm gonna let this play, and we'll go from there.
Hundreds of thousands of Americans have joined nationwide protests against President Donald Trump's trade tariffs and the radical shakeup of U.S. politics driven by his administration. Hands-off rallies have been held in all 50 states. There's growing public anger at Trump's policies as well as Elon Musk's cost-cutting campaign.
It was the largest single day of protest since President Donald Trump returned to office in January. Under the banner Hands Off, opponents of Trump's policies rallied, from critics of his economic policies to those concerned about civil rights to climate activists in towns and cities in all 50 states, from New York's Fifth Avenue.
I feel horrible. We you know, immigrants are getting deported. The president's so worried about 0.1% of the population, transgender people, but he doesn't care about the economy, he doesn't talk about lowering prices, inflation.
To Charlotte, North Carolina.
Our science! I'm here today as a person with a disability to stand up for all the 70 million people in America who receive disability, who receive Medicaid or Medicare. They are important. Their voice is important.
In Houston, Texas, people came out in defiance of a tornado warning.
I'm here today to say hands off of our democracy, hands off of our rights, hands off of our futures. I was a little afraid today that the weather might scare people from coming out, but I was so delighted to see that everyone braved the rainy weather and came out to fight for our democracy.
In the capital, Washington, D.C., demonstrators congregated on the National Mall.
We object to the everything that Donald Trump is doing, basically in terms of his power grab and all the damage he's doing to the economy and to democracy.
Monday.com is the best AI for work, and here's why. Let me show you some of the mind-blowing things that...
In a nation as divided as the United States, the hands-off organizers managed to bring together a wide range of those unhappy with the government, from civil rights organizations to army veterans to LGBTQ groups to climate activists. They all had one message for the man in the Oval Office.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
For more, let's speak now to William Glucroft, who's a U.S. analyst and the deputy editor.
Yeah, so people are finished, man. And people talking about some, Trump stole their democracy. Well, democracy never work for you people. There's no such thing, all right, as liberty, freedom. Okay, none of that. It was all a hoax. Okay, and you people still screaming about a democracy, thinking that you had some type of rights, man. America was always a scam. That was set up. All right, it was made to look good. It was made to enrich the elites. It was made, all right, to turn America, into the model of what the elites wanted the world to be, which is a degenerate, all right, lawless society, man. Okay, and wickedness. That's why America is known as what? The mother of harlots. Okay, because the elites use this place to weaken the nations economically and morally. All right, because all the wickedness that we see in the earth comes from the influence of America, man. So America, this whole idea, of freedom, liberty, and everybody, this utopia, this middle class utopia. Them days are over, man, because the gig is up. So they don't gotta pretend no more. Okay. Y'all had a precept. I think I had one. So I'm gonna get one precept, and then I got one more video, and then we get ready to wrap it over precept. But when you go here, okay, and we always get it with this Proverbs 25 and 19. All right. You can read it, bro.
This is Proverbs chapter 25, verse 19, KJV. Confidence in an unfaithful man in the time of trouble is like a broken tooth, a foot or a foot out of joint.
Mm-hmm. So these people, they had this confidence, all right, in this society, this system. They had confidence in Trump, and see, people are so goddamn dumb. Americans are so goddamn dumb. If they at least wanted to, they can make it to where they beg for Biden to come back, because remember, they ran Trump out of there the first time. Anybody would be better than Trump. And then the elites had these niggas begging for Trump back. Now, 4 months later, they're complaining about Trump. So the elites are just toying, all right, with the American people because they know, all right, that the American people are so goddamn stupid and dumbed down, man. Mm-hmm. That they can just do about anything to the American people, man. Okay? So you people, you're constantly trusting in the government, okay, that shows you every day that it hates you. All right. Look at the food that they give you. You got foods in America that's not allowed in other countries. You see, here it is. America is the richest country, but the only country that doesn't have free healthcare for everybody. Okay. You look at the average bills in America and you compare it to the average bills everywhere else in the world. American bills are triple, quadruple higher, than everywhere else in the world. And here it is. This is the home of the world reserve currency, man. Okay, it costs almost $300 billion just to operate the military, man. Okay, so the American government shows you every day that it hates you. All right, and people still try to fix the government with the government. You know, that's like trying to fix a flat tire with another flat tire. Like, what the hell are you doing? You know, because the system ain't broke, it's working just how they want it to work, and it's against you people, man. You see, I'm going. Got another video. Brother didn't have any brother had any points precept before I get this next video. Come. So this I got something for you, Lamar, because you said something earlier that if Jake, is buying into this shit, they need their ass whooped. Well, you already know, goddamn, Jake on the scene. So this nigga Van Lathan, he's on here crying. You can tell this nigga sincerely hurt, man. Yeah, this nigga here. All right, Esau ain't got it, man. God damn. Well, yeah, let's play this nigga here, man, and show you, all right, that Trump got everybody crying, black, white, Jake, Esau, poor, rich, everybody screaming out, man. So let's just play real quick. It's about 5 minutes.
I'm going to say something on this show that I'm not sure I've heard anyone say before. I was wrong. When Donald Trump won, I thought that 75, 80 million Americans were all captured by the MAGA cult and that they would go along with whatever President Trump said. And I was wrong. There are a lot of people who voted very purely and clearly on the fact that they were experiencing economic distress and they wanted that economic distress to come to an end. I'm hearing from these people. I'm hearing from brothers who believed not in all of the social things or the rhetoric or the religious part of who Donald Trump is, but in the actuality, in their minds, that Donald Trump was a whiz businessman that was going to fix the American economy. They're confused. They don't know what's going on. They did not vote for harder times. And the reality is, as much spin as can be done on any network, it is going to be, in my opinion, irreparable harm done to the president's reputation if people experience a tremendous amount of pain, even in the short term from the tariffs.
Yeah, I mean, a tremendous amount of harm done to his reputation, but also I just want to, I need to correct the record because I feel like I hear a lot of conservatives talking about, oh, the last time when Trump was in office, he put in those tariffs and everything was fine. Okay, here is JP Morgan talking about what happened the last time when he put in those tariffs. Steel tariffs created about 1,000 jobs for steelmakers who were protected by tariffs. They reduced employment by 75,000 in steel using industry, autos and construction as prices rose and sales fell. Similarly, in all industries affected by Trump's tariffs, duties boosted factory employment by 0.4%, but reduced payrolls by 2% because of overall costs rising and retaliatory
By the way,
tariffs. It costs jobs to raise prices.
By the way, there's something else to pay attention to when you're looking at the job creation from the tariffs in the first Trump administration, the price per job. When you look at some of the jobs that were created, you're paying, in one case, like $815,000 per job for the jobs that were created because of the costs that are offset by the tariffs themselves. Yeah. So it's not a great way of job creation. It's very costly to the American public to do it that way.
You know what's sad about this is 90,000 factories did shut down in America since 2000. And Trump said, there's a hole in the ship. And that's one of the reasons he won. And to Van's point, people thought he's the business guy, he's going to fix this, and he's going to disappoint those towns. He's going to disappoint those people who've been betrayed for the last 40 years because this isn't going to help improve their lives. And there's going to be more disillusionment in this country and more anger that their lives aren't changing. And that, to me, is the saddest part of all of this.
Scott?
Well, I think what is true today was true for Joe Biden and every other president that came before either of these two guys. If people feel like their economic trajectory is on the upswing, they will give you political leash. And if they feel like their own trajectory is on the downswing, they will punish you. You go back to Ronald Reagan, and he even though there were hard times in that first Reagan term, people felt like the country was getting back on the right track. They were willing to give him time because they believed in his program. They believed in the confidence that Reagan was projecting about America. That's what Trump has to do here. To the people that you think are going to be impacted in the short term, and they may well be, and Trump has acknowledged that, he has to make them believe that the long-term implications for this in their communities is worth it, even if they're experiencing a little short-term pain. So the political implication, Abby, I think all goes on to the trajectory. Do you feel like things will go better in the future? And that is the salesman's challenge.
It also has to be true, because at the end of the day, if people start losing their jobs, which some of them will, this is going to end badly for Trump. Soon, rhetoric is not going to do anything about that. I just want to play what one car dealer said earlier this morning, just about what's ahead for his business, pretty much immediately.
The cost is going to get passed to the consumer. There's no doubt about that. There's nothing we can do about that. I can't eat the cost. No matter what, all of us are going to sell less cars. And then we have to make this hard decisions. So that's laying people off. That's cutting vendors out. That's reducing our inventories and not ordering as many cars. All these things, to me, are negative impacts to the economy.
But I think he's got to get some deals in the short term, right? He's got to get some wins early, start equaling out these with our trading partners. If he gets those early wins and people start to see progress, he will continue to have that leash.
You know what's interesting? We're having a lot of conversations about President Trump and his political future and what it means for him to lose people. What we're not talking about, at least in a robust way, are the actual American people. The people who are being asked right now to sacrifice, to pay higher prices, to potentially lose their jobs for an economic future that they can't see and that there's absolutely zero clarity on. That you don't know why the tariffs are really there. You get 4 or 5 different answers as to why they're there. You don't know how they're going to benefit, but you're expected to lose your job, pay higher prices, not buy a car, do all of this stuff for what?
I think that the choices facing the administration are tough, but one of them is just to change course.
Hey, so and they did all that talking, but Jake at the end told that, like, wait a minute, because they trying to see how Trump can make himself look good, and Jake like, shit, damn, this nigga looking good. What about us, goddammit? Like, what the nigga sell the lottery ticket? What the nigga told Bauer on the roof? Nigga, I'm broke. Goddamn. Nigga, I'm broke. Y'all talking about how this nigga gonna look his political career, nigga. We talking about these goddamn prices, goddamn.
They said lose their job and pay higher prices.
Yeah. And see, you niggas that what they niggas for Trump, y'all and you niggas finna get everything you deserve, all right, for still trusting the so-called white man after all these lessons that went out. And that's another thing, the Lord finna start tightening up on you niggas, man, because the Lord done raised up the prophets, man. And we done told you about this nigga from front to back. Anything that you want to know about the so-called white man is on the internet, the truth about this nigga. So you still run your ass down there and have some type of trust in this nigga. All right. He powerbomb your ass again and again. All right. And you niggas will get up and go right back to this nigga. So you deserve what you get. So you can read that one, bro. You got it.
Cause this is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17. It says, as for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Yeah, Esau, Edom. All right, the nation of Edom wasn't set up to save you niggas, man. All right, and you niggas keep running into Esau arms. All right, they just switch out the Edomite. Okay, like I said, you niggas was crying for Biden. All right, then they swapped Biden out, gave you Trump. Now it was niggas for Trump, and now you niggas crying out again. So unless the Lord put the spirit on Jake, to come back, to Yahushua, to him through Yahushua, all right, Jake gonna find himself at the short end of the stick every time, man. Y'all brother had something?
Yeah.
What you got,
Can you give me Jeremiah 51, verse 8 and 9?
Jeremiah. Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Because like you saying, Jay talking about what about us? And Esau, thinking that things can turn around, but it's a wrap, man.
You got it, bro. Oh yes,
God. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 8 and 9, KJV, it says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take blame for the bomb throughout it. Take balm for her pain. If so, if so be she may be healed. Verse 9.
And see, that's what a lot of these wholehearted Americans, man, they want things to turn around and get better, even Israelites, man. But what they fail to realize, these low-level Edomites, is that they got bamboozled, man. What they did, they now they starting to realize, the elite pretty much left them on the dry land, man. They went out there on the boat in the water. Meaning, what I'm saying, and what I mean is, they just left them completely out the blessing, man. And now they're starting to see the damn ship leaving, man, and realize these motherfuckers ain't coming back for us.
Hey.
So, and America's too far gone now, man. And these elites know it, man. And they know it. But now these hardcore Americans, they sign and crying now and want everybody to join hand in hand with them and protesting and everything that they could possibly do to try to bring back, that good old America and that good old USA, man. But it's not gonna happen. You got it, bro.
Verse 9, it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgments reaches unto the heavens and is lifted up even to the skies.
Right. So these heathens that's over here who've been, benefiting, constantly licking the wounds, benefiting financially off Israelites, man, with their hair stores, nail shops, all their corner stores that's in the hood, they finna start packing up, man. And they're finna start getting up out of America because they see that this place is not finna be benefiting like it used to, man. They see the thrill is gone. So they're gonna start just doing like a great exodus up out of here, man. Because they know this place is done. And they know judgment is coming to Babylon, man. And they know it's not gonna be fixed. It's not gonna be healed. Like the scripture's going into, that bomb ain't gonna work, man. The wound is too deep. It's infected. It's gangrene, man. So the Lord is finna cut this place completely off. And we're witnessing all this happen in real time by way of the scriptures, for those who actually have a spiritual eye, man. That's all I got, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, real quick, I got
this, man.
I got that.
I'm tired of this, man. I'm tired of this, man. I'm sick of worrying about whip cars. I'm sick of worrying about the government. I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke. And you got the power to change that, Kev. Nobody else. You. Kevin, if I had the money, not only will I give back, I would change lives.
Boy, going through the
average American from the beat.
For real.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, that's how the average American from the beat got there.
Yeah.
You had sometimes one Yum Yah, I had a precept. I got one more then. That's all I got.
No, mine had none, bro.
Okay, you had some Yum Yah?
Yeah, cut real quick. You just read down to verse 5. Just get Sirach 10, 1 through 5 in the GNT, bro. Just read down on it.
Sirach 10, 1 through 5. You said in the GNT?
Yeah, come on, bro.
Okay. Let me get to it for a minute. Yeah, we just getting started, man. And they love to, toy around you know, with you Americans' emotions, you know, so they have things get bad, you know, they'll let it get good, you know, and you niggas, because the more that they, you know, go back and forth, you know, they just rock people into a coma, you know, so people, you know, are so oblivious, all right, to people are so oblivious, you know, to reality, okay, that the elites, you know, are able to just, you know, go back and forth, okay, with people, and like the brother, the guy Shaheed Bosman, he talked about how Americans, they reality start over every day. Like they have no memory about yesterday. Like every day is a new beginning. You know, so no matter what the government did to you last week, you know, next week is a new week, and they can just create a new narrative on your ass, and you people, you know, fall for it. You know, stock, load, and barrel, man. What Ciroc 10 and starting at 1.
Gun.
Okay, come.
Down to 5.
Come. Oh, did I share it? Okay, yeah, I shared it. Yeah. It was the book of Ciroc. God damn,
You said read down to verse 5 or start at verse 5, bro?
I'll read down to verse 5, Uncle Shay.
Gun. This is the book of Sirach chapter starting at Sirach chapter 10, starting at verse 1.
Oh, yes, Lord.
GNT, it says a wise ruler will educate his people and his government will be orderly. Verse 2, as all the officials and all the citizens will be like their ruler, an uneducated king will ruin his people, but the government will grow strong if the rulers are wise. Yahweh Shemal Shah sees to the government of the world and brings the right person to power at the right time. The success of that person is in Yahweh Shemal Shah's hands, and Yahweh Shemal Shah is the source of the honor given to any official.
Yeah, so it's the Lord that actually got this man in control, doing what he's doing to the society, because this society, even our people, they are not for Yahweh Shem Yahweh. And here it is. It says, real quick, let me put it up. It says the officials and the citizens would be like their ruler. Here it is. Trump, he come in with this certain agenda, you know, promoting all this and that. The people falling for it, but now, shit, what he promoting? Now he got them flip flopping because now they don't want him. You know, they all for what he doing. Because in the first what was it, the first week, he was already bringing hell on them. You know, and here we are, 4 months in, just bringing them that pain constantly, man. Yeah, and them terrorists, bro. The terrorists, the American people paying for that. You know, for the most part, because with China.
What you see?
China, I think China retaliated with another 35% or something like that. All that's going towards the consumer, you know. So that's only that's just room for hyperinflation, just to tear this bitch down even more, man. You know, it's destroying these houses. They said that latter part said the Lord is the source of the honor that's given to any official. You know, so again, ultimately Yahweh Shah is coming, and he's gonna be set up as the righteous governor.
Yeah.
But as of now, the Lord got Trump exactly what he wanted him. And Trump is doing exactly what the Lord wanted him to do. The king's heart is in the hands of the Lord, man.
You will say, "Hit me." I didn't do it.
Come, bro. And we're gonna get. I got 2 more, and then that's all we got. Because the brother just got it. GMS Yashima, but we're gonna get that in the NLT. What's that proverb?
23 and 35.
23, 35. Yeah, just like you brothers saying, you know, America just now, you know, this is the what they call it, the beginning of sorrows. All right. Like the devil, you know, he really ain't anchored down on you people yet. 23,
23 and 35.
35.
Come NLT.
Okay.
You want to read both of them?
Yeah, just read one of them. Yep. So this is Proverbs 25 and 23 and 35. In the NLT, you got it, bro.
It says, Proverbs 23:35 NLT, it says that you will say that they hit me, but I didn't feel it. I didn't know it when they beat me up. When will I wake up so I can look for another drink?
Yeah, and that's someone that's drunk. You know, 'cause when someone drunk, you know, they go wild out, get their ass beat, don't feel it. Okay, and they wake up, knotted up, and that's how you American citizens are, man. And you get drunk again in the morning, get beat up again, and wake up wondering what happened, man. That's a state of you American people. Is Proverbs 23 and 35 NLT. All you Americans should have this on the t-shirt. All right. Your drunk ass on Babylon, and the American government is just running through your ass every day, and you wake up. All right. Don't remember a goddamn thing hurt, you know, but go do the same thing again. All right. Here it is, you in debt, but you try to get out of debt with another loan. You know, how stupid can you be? Okay, here it is, your health is terrible, and you try to get healthy on the American diet that got you sick. Okay, you here it is, the food destroy you, but then you go and get his medicines to try to get better. You know, so it's like you American people, you know, are so far removed from reality, man. You know that it's really, as the scriptures say, we're seeing America stumble in its own vomit. You American society, man. I got one. We used to get this one all the time, Tyler. One, Isaiah 30 and 1. And like I said, you can break it down, Lamont. But this Isaiah 30 and 1, we read through verse 3. And if the brother didn't have nothing else, you got it, bro. Oh yes, you like it.
You good, bro. Yeah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 1 through 3, KJV. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh Shema Shah, that take counsel, but not of me, that covered, it's like in that covered with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2, it says that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3,
Right.
it says,
So,
therefore,
our people just don't believe in a higher power, man. You know, our people don't believe in how about me outside. You know, they believe in Jesus. They believe in the Buddha. You know, the Nation of Islam. You know, they believe in everything except for Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, our true power, man. And they believe with all their heart in this devil Esau Edom, man, who has been nothing but oppressive being to them, man. And the Lord sent forth his prophets, you know, to let our people know, man, to give them warning, for they can understand that they have a higher power. You know, the reason why we're in the position we're in. You know, why we going through the things we're going through, you know, and we supposed to acknowledge our offenses, repent, and walk in the ways of righteousness to the best of our ability. But nevertheless, that's why 2/3 are going to be cut off, man, because they completely depend on any and everything except for Yahweh Shemi Al-Shah.
Verse 3, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
Right. So they're going to look foolish, man, when this devil really bring the hammer down. America is being set up for its downfall, you know, and these people going to just get caught blindly in this whirlwind of judgment, and they're going to be confused when this devil collapse the dollar, when you can't pay your bills, when you're going to be in the streets, and only option you're going to have to live some kind of sense of normalcy is taking that grain of right size device, man, you know. And it's gonna be so simple because Americans are simple as they can be, man. And they are not rooted in the truth. They are not spiritually connected to Yahweh Shemi Al-Shah. You know, they're just some dry bones, man. And you know, those bones they can't live, man. That's why they're gonna be destroyed.
Mm-hmm. Come on, bro, and that's pretty much it. You know, I think that sums it up. You know, let me see. I want to fade now. It might be his phone. But yeah, that's the point. You know, Lord will, you know, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified. You know, we come to a time, all right, where everyone that's leaning on Babylon, you know, is going to be highly disappointed, you know, because it only gets worse. You know, it only gets worse. So, Lord will, you brothers and you sisters edified. Till next time we say Shalom, Kwam Yashala,
Shalom. Kwam Yashala.
Shalom.
Shalom.